Good morning, and afternoon and evening, wherever you guys are tuning in from. I hope you guys are doing phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining me on a this is my second solo episode here on the Wisdom Nexus. So I'm excited to do some tarot readings for you guys. I'm still getting familiar with this setup, so just bear with me. Let me move over to the comments tab so I can see anyone that's coming in. But how are you guys doing? Again, thank you for joining me. I love you guys a lot. And I thought I would start with a tarot reading for you guys on. We have the new buck moon coming up on the 10th of July, so in a couple days here. So I thought I would do a tarot reading on that and see what messages are coming out, because I don't know if you guys have been peeking at the Schuman resonance, but there's been some pretty interesting spikes happening over the last couple days. So maybe I'll even pull a couple on that as well. But let's get going, and we'll see what messages are coming out here. So again, feel free to ask any questions. We have kind of an open floor today, you guys, so I'm here for you. And if you guys are interested, if you haven't checked out my channel, I'm Readings with Bree. I'm trying to do my lives on Fridays, and then we'll do some lives here on the Wisdom Nexus on Mondays. So let's dive in and see what messages are coming out. I wanted to look at the energy when it comes to the collective with the buck moon that's coming up in a couple days. And traditionally, this is really associated with renewal, with growth, and spiritual maturity too. So, and if you think of it too, we've got they really get their names too, because this is the time of the year that the bucks grow their antlers. And you think of the antlers too as antennas and DNA activations, right? So it's a sense of, it's kind of cool to look at the spiritual energy behind it. So let's see, Spirit, what can you share with us today when it comes to this buck moon, and how is it going to affect the collective? What can you share, Spirit, for the upcoming energies for this buck moon for the collective? All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. I got my kind of holographic cards, and they're a little bit reflective here. So we have the World, the Justice, Seven of Wands, 10 of Swords, and the Chariot with the Ace of Pentacles on the very back. So if we dissect this a little bit, this is quite interesting, because if we look at what are the collective shedding when it comes to this buck moon, what is it contributing energetically? And we have the completion of a cycle happening here. So it's almost like this is a representation of, again, those long chapters that are closing out. And it's not just the physical, this is the energetic DNAs and old timelines that are collapsing with that world. So major arcana. So it does have a lot of significant energy with that in that placement. You guys, actually, we have 3 major arcanas here, so that's quite incredible. So this is really about, again, it's time to release that and those ancestral loops. This is karmic debts. There's a lot here about karmic here. So it's showing that the versions of ourselves are no longer matching this new frequency when it comes to this. So what energy or what power will the collective reclaim when it comes to this new moon? And this is lovely because we have justice. This is cosmic balance, and it's really being restored here. So it feels like contracts. This is past life agreements as well, entanglements in certain depths here. They are very much being balanced here, and that truth is cutting through the illusions here. So quite interesting. And yet again, another major arcana. So I I always love looking at the energy of these moons because they can be so powerful in helping us move those energies and shift frequencies here. So again, this is showing to, it's either about like us restoring balance and knowing that like integrity is everything under this full moon. So very interesting. Seven of Wands is in the placement of what hidden truths are going to be revealed for this full moon when we're looking at this chaotic world at the moment. Things are pretty crazy, you guys. And with this, if you guys think things are intense now, they most likely are going to intensify even more with this energy, you guys. Seven of Wands is like a spiritual test here, and it's showing that the old's collapsing and truth is rising here, but it's also showing like, you know, it's a test of stamina and a test of our resilience and whether or not we're going to react from fear or are we going to be more rooted in truth here. So lots of truths and tests that are coming out with this full moon. So the more light you carry, you guys, it's like the more resistance I feel like the draw is as well. And I don't know how you guys have been feeling lately, but even last night, like, oh my goodness, I had one of those really intense dreams where I woke up and I was just bawling. I was crying my eyes out. And there was an intense situation when it came to in this dream realm that I had this daughter, and it was a very intense dream. So many things are being pushed and brought to the surface here. So again, staying in your truth and moving with the change here, because 10 of Swords, you guys. So this is what's activating for us, right? What divine energy is activating? And this is about that, I feel like the ego collapsing, okay? And this is showing that the soul is at that break. We are hitting that rock bottom energy. And I feel like this is where a lot of intense things are going to happen when we look at the conflict and chaos throughout the world, like everything from political to all these like it's like a pressure cooker and it's building up and it's building up. So I feel like these next few weeks may be really intense, you guys, but this is the final break. So over the next couple of days too, with this full moon, it's showing that, you know, it may not be that graceful, but it's going to be cleansing. And you know what the hidden truth is too, is like the pain is that portal for healing. Okay, so that's a big message there. So just knowing, you guys, we're not going to be not being in that victim mentality anymore is a really key here. Okay, so see this as like a phoenix rising. Okay, you guys, we are rising. Hello, you guys. Thank you for joining me. We have Margot, we have Stephanie. Hello, Sergeant. I will absolutely get to your reading in just a moment, my friend. So thank you so much. So to end this one on the Chariot, I love this because this is how can we align with a higher timeline, right? If we're looking at that Chariot, this is about knowing that those illusions are gone, are being cut down. And it's really about the wounds are being exposed. Like these wounds are exposed and it's vulnerable, right? So if you guys feel stuck, it's not that you guys are lacking power, it's because you haven't fully committed, okay? So please take note of that. Hello, Kim. Good afternoon to you guys. But this is really nice because again, when you guys accept, you will transform into so much amazing things. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So look at that, Ace of Pentacles, and underneath that is also the these ones are a little crazy, Ace of Swords. So this is all about breakthroughs and new beginnings that are starting to seed. So I love it. Be prepared for quite a bit of impact here, you guys, but it is for purpose and it is for next level embodiment. Okay, so that's what I can share there. And I was thinking of pulling a few cards on the Schuman resonance because I just wanted to see like what we can expect and look at with those intense energies. I wonder, I don't know if I can share an image of it. You guys would have to take a peek online, but the Schuman resonance were insane, okay? Hello, Veronica and Kim, and thank you guys for joining me. So, if you've seen it, they were really bizarre looking spikes, and usually this is a lot of intense energies and purging from Mother Gaia. So, I wanted to see, Spirit, what can you share about these recent intense purgings and energy spikes from the Schuman resonance? Let's see. And then we will get into some questions. Hello, Salish. It's so nice to see you here. I hope you're doing good, my friend. Are you going to be coming out to Egypt? All right, so let's see. When we look at the recent Schumann resonance, oh, you're not. Darn. Oh, that's too bad. I was really hoping to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing phenomenal over there. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you guys. So, looking at an energy read of the recent Schumann resonance spikes here, you guys, we have the Eight of Swords in the collective energy, and this is showing like this is really big energetic shifts. And the thought of feeling trapped, this is that victim mentality, kind of having our hands tied, right? And this is showing that we've kind of outgrown certain fear-based systems, or it's like we haven't really looked at. Let me reword that. Eight of Swords is kind of being stuck in that victim mentality, right? So if we look at the collective, these spikes are really helping purge some of these fear-based systems and thoughts that have been running in loops within us. And I love this because the Three of Swords is next to it, or Three of Wands, not Three of Swords. Three of Wands is next to it. So it's showing that these systems are starting to loosen up and break free. This is expansion. So again, you guys, it's not that we're stuck. We're shifting frequencies, and our traumas are being highlighted here. Okay, that's what's happening with the spikes here. And the Three of Wands is a representation of standing on the edge of a new portal. And I love this because this is kind of like a portal energy too. When you look at the wands and standing between, looking at the horizons, and stepping into a whole new version, a whole new timeline here. So combined with these spikes, it's like a green light for multidimensional growth for the collective. And I love this. So big frequency window, you guys, really big. I'm not at all surprised that the Queen of Cups came out here. Okay, this is all about that emotional, psychic abilities, the emotional senses here. And this is showing that inner mastery, the stillness, you guys. So in that stillness, it's like the energy is encouraging you guys to go inward. And it's about going inward and not being so reactive, okay? Because there we have that deep state card happening over here, kind of lurking in the background. So they are trying to pull all the strings and do whatever they can to create chaos. But Mother Earth is awakening her codes for divine energy. It's quite beautiful here. So everyone could be feeling quite intense, quite emotionally reactive. And you know what's interesting too? The other day I was at a campsite, and I was walking past, and all of these children, we have the Page of Swords here. All these children are having meltdowns, and it was like campsite after campsite after campsite. And I'm like, what in the world? So this could be, these spikes could absolutely be affecting the younger children quite a bit more right now. Absolutely all of us, but it feels like they're just little bodies and big emotions are really taking over. But again, Page of Swords is also breakthroughs and receiving information. So again, we're receiving emotional downloads from these spikes in the Schumann resonance. And I feel like it could be triggering some spontaneous stuff here. Okay, you guys? So a good question to ask yourself too is like letting your curiosity lead. So, ask those questions, journal, spend time in nature. I mean, I know we've talked about that so many times, but That's what's really coming out. And then we have the Nine of Cups, and this is beautiful because this is that joy and fulfillment, and it's moving towards a higher baseline of our energy, our frequency. But this is more, this is not like a forced happiness. This is aligned, okay, soul aligned energy. And it's like, you guys, everything is lining up here. And I know it doesn't seem like it on the outside because externally things are crazy. But sometimes we need that crazy, we need that intensity to really shift on a collective level. Because if things are just nonchalant and just hanging out down here, we're not going to be, pushed and urged to make those big changes. Okay. So interesting, you guys. We're shedding the lie of limitations. That's what it looks like. So quite cool. I love looking at the energy of like the new moons and frequencies and stuff there. So quite big changes happening, you guys. So let's see what we have for questions. Again, thank you guys for joining me here. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Don't forget to check me out on my channel, Readings with Brianne, if you haven't joined me there as well. So let's go up and see here. Sergeant, you wanted to see if I can do a reading on QNT and the crypto. All right. I'm not super familiar with this one. Again, just an energy read, you guys. Just an energy read. But let's see what the tarot has to say. Is this, what can you share when it comes to, oh, I think I messed my cards all up. What can you share, Spirit, when it comes to the energy of QNT crypto? Is this for the best and highest good when it comes to looking at investing? Again, you guys, please do your own research. This is only an energy report. I've noticed today some of the cryptos have been going up finally. They've been down quite a bit recently, but I've seen them going up. So let's see, Spirit, what can you share about QNT? Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Okay. This is looking pretty good. I have to say, it definitely has a lot of potential. It's about being strategic with the Seven of Swords, though, as well. You guys, not throwing absolutely all your savings or all your, let's say, food and home money into cryptocurrency. Okay, it's still going to be a bit of a volatile energy, but I do think for the long term, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go up. I don't know what the current price is, or again, I'm not super familiar with this particular one, but the Eight of Wands in the present moment is showing an increase over the next 8 days to 8 weeks. And the outcome is coming up as the King of Pentacles. Okay, so I think in the long term, it does have a lot of stability and it has the potential to do quite well for itself. Okay, so thank you for your question. I mean, again, some of these are going to, I think, excel over the next couple of years, and some will probably take a big leap down. But overall, this one does have the potential to slowly gain momentum. I think we could see a spike in the days ahead, but again, it may still go up and down for the months to come. Okay, it's kind of still a roller coaster for the next, I would say, even year here. Okay, but yes, overall, being strategic about it, and I think it does have a lot of potential. So thank you, my friend. Yeah, look at that. Back of the deck is the Temperance. So this is showing patience, okay, and things will come into balance with this. All right. Kim, hello, lovely lady. You wanted to know about love and life purpose. Okay, I'm not sure if that's more of just a general energy you're looking for you specifically if love's coming in. So feel free to let me know if there's a little bit more about that. But let's see what's coming up here. Again, you know what's interesting, you guys, is so many of us think this is a perspective I want to share with you too. Is like we think we have to be doing something maybe spiritual, or we have to be doing something to be fulfilling our purpose. We are human beings. We are meant to be, okay? So just being your version, your best and authentic version of yourself is your purpose. I'm not here to tell you exactly what you should be doing and this and that, but just be who you truly are, okay? Your authentic self, and you will see the world, the universe, this matrix respond to that. But let's see what's coming up here for you. What can you share for the lovely Lacey? Oh, sorry, Kim. I thought it was Kim Lacey. Kim Lackey. What can you share about the momentum and energy for love and purpose for Kim? And also, I want to say, don't be afraid to love and romance yourself too, okay? Love isn't just limited to a romantic partnership here. So look at that. You're coming out as vibrant and magnetic, my friend. We have the Queen of Wands. Look at this. Like, this Wheel of Fortune has come out so many times already. That's incredible. And we have the Devil. Okay, so we have a little bit of an intense energy. We've got some major arcanas here. So again, this is showing it's about remembrance, my friend. Okay, so when we look at this, like for you personally, I see you having some really big breakthroughs when it comes to remembering more of that deeper self, if that makes sense. Because again, a lot of the times when we try to, let's say, strategically place ourselves into a relationship, when we're looking for something outside of ourselves, it's going to be a disappointment here, okay? So the biggest thing too is like it kind of like love can also be a disruptor, and it could dismantle illusions and break through and have a lot of clarity. So I do think our relationships have a big, really have and can show us a lot in terms of our lessons and things that we need to learn. It triggers us in ways to say, okay, I need to look at this, right? But your purpose, when we're looking, at your purpose as well, it's not in a career. So many people base their life over thinking they have to pursue some kind of career or some kind of relationship. But that's not the true thing. The thing is, like, you are just an energetic resonance. And when you realize that, you carry the full potential of you, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. But it's like, don't feel like you need to put labels on it, is what I want to say, okay? Because this is just you having breakthroughs with yourself and moving through deeply loving, unconditionally loving yourself and where you're headed. And in turn, you will attract that soulmate relationship and have that partner that can share a life with you here. So just make sure you're not entering into certain restricted, let's say, relationships because you're looking for a purpose, okay? So we're approaching it from a wrong standpoint if that's what we're doing. So much love to you. It looks like there's massive breakthroughs coming through, but being aware of your patterns as well, okay, Kim, because that Devil is showing like still going back to our old patterns, and then we are wondering why we still end up with this kind of relationship every time, or we end up in a job that we're not happy about. So we need to change that story. We need to look inside and see, what are these patterns that I need to release or surrender? And again, you guys can check out Brad's, TTT. It's all about surrendering to these. Okay. So lots of love to you, lady. Oh, 1 second here. Oh, we've got love here. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this system. So Love is. So, what do you need to know right now? All right, lovely lady. Let's see. Or love is. Let's see what's coming out. Again, this is general. So, please note sometimes the general messages are more general. But let's see what comes out. What do you need to know right now? Let's look at your current energy, advice, and momentum moving forward. What do we need to look at for love is? So what can you share, Spirit? I think I might pull an oracle for you too. Okay, so Queen of Swords, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Three of Wands. So there could be maybe a bit of a tough situation that you've recently went through, because there is that Three of Swords on the back of the deck. This could be, you know, a representation of a relationship that didn't work out, or even a job or career. It could even just be, you know, being where you are at this moment, and things are there's a disappointment and a sadness to that. Okay, so the biggest thing for you, my friend, is it's like you're only you're only trapped because, like, for the majority of us, when I look at this, it's like a lot of the times, you know, there are sometimes external you know, environments that play factors, of course, but a lot of the times this is about just us keeping ourselves trapped. It's a mental, you know, it's a mind and mental resistance that we're constantly coming up. It's like a battle in our mind, right? So you need to make that decision to show up for yourself here. And that's really what's coming up here. Because the Eight of Swords is being in a sense of a victim mentality, okay? And you have so much powerful energy. You're the Queen of Swords. So this is you cutting through the illusions. So I see you over the next even 3 months, my friend, there is like a breaking free from energy, but you have to, again, surrender to any kind of resistance that's still being, you know, playing that loop, if that makes sense. Because there's something here with your advice. Eight of Swords. This is you keeping yourself tied. And a lot of the times it's just us. It's our internal world we need to look at. Sometimes we like to say, well, this person's doing that or that person's doing this, but you know what I mean? We have to look inside, because that's where the healing needs to start. So if you can look at what is holding you back, surrender to that, you have expansion like over the next three months here, like major expansion. I don't know if you have any plans to travel, but this is also a travel energy. So for you as well, you may even have a travel experience that breaks you free from this mental loop. Okay, very interesting. So lots of love to you, my friend, and it looks like there's some big breakthroughs over the next 3 months for you. All right. Yeah, Kim. Yes. Yeah, Kim. For you specifically, again, my friend, it is like you have that breakthrough because you have the Ace of Swords, but the outcome's still that devil. So it's looking, you know, the devil's not necessarily, it doesn't have to always be a bad thing, but it is aspecting, I think it was the 10 of Wands or 10 of Swords, sorry. So there's a sense of taking a look, like taking a step back and observing. Okay, try not to get so entangled with a certain situation, because it feels like there could be a loop, like a karmic loop that's continuing for you. And we just need to take a step back, observe it. We don't want to ignore it. We have to observe it and surrender to it. And in that turn, like you'll see these massive breakthroughs coming out for you when it comes to love. Okay. But it could even like, it's a Capricorn energy. It's a work energy. So bring the softness back into your day-to-day life. Okay. That's what I want to say for you, Kim. And then look at that. You have the lovers on the back of the deck. So lots of love to you, girl. Salish. So you said, yeah, you've used Brad's TTT to release a bucket full of traumas. It's an ongoing process, you guys. We have to, it's not like you're spending 5 minutes with this and you're on with your life. Like it's not that it takes a long time, but it's a constant effort. We're peeling back layers of that onions. Okay. So let me go back and see here. Okay, love is so you've been stuck in the same scenario for 6 years and you can't move forward. Yes, I see you moving forward in the next 3 months, but there is a but. You have to take responsibility for your inner world. There's no one else that's going to come in and save you guys, okay? You have to take responsibility. But when you do that, love is you are getting out of that stuck situation. 8 of swords is that moment. It's in your advice, so you need to look at changing things. Start with the small wins, you guys. If you guys are overwhelmed, start with the small wins. They make a world of difference, because how many times do we say we're going to show up for ourselves and then we don't do it, right? And then it's like this buildup of like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'm not powerful, and then you go back into a state of abandonment or feeling bad for yourself, and it's that victim mentality. So again, the trauma transcendent technique can help with that. So everyone does need to work on surrendering, because then you will start to see you being able to smoothly move through. Just because we do this doesn't mean nothing triggers us or nothing's coming up again, but we can look at it and say, okay, I can let this go, I can surrender to it, right? So thank you, Selesh, for your feedback on that. I love you lots, my friend. Oh, that's too bad though, I'm gonna miss you from Egypt. Aw. But thank you for joining me here. So let's see, you've started your healing energy work, and you've been advised by Brad and archangels that you should not solicit clients but just be, and the clients will come. How will the healing unfold? All right, let's see, Spirit, what can you share for Salish for the momentum when it comes to his healing work? You're amazing at what you do. He is, you guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Salish, but he is phenomenal. What can you share, Spirit, with the momentum of clients for Salish and his healing work? Look at that chariot, my friend. You're doing what you're meant to be doing, okay? Yeah, see, it's interesting. I love that you mentioned that too, about how you read and your archangels have been guiding you to not necessarily solicit, and I'm actually getting that exact same energy, because the five of swords in that outcome is like, it's almost like that winning at all costs. It's like you're constantly out there. You're kind of like, it's like that cutthroat energy. And I don't see you as that, okay? So it's more about bringing that soft energy into things. And when you just be like, okay, this is interesting, you guys, because again, how many times, I know I've probably said this a lot. I'm not sure if you guys follow me on my channel, but it's like, for example, going out and connecting with nature. Okay, it sounds like, okay, it's nothing related to my work, for example, if you're whatever it is you guys are doing. But if you look at it in this point, you are out there, you're connecting, you are just being. And when you are just being, things line up. I don't know how many times I have been out there in nature doing absolutely nothing. And that's when I get emails, I'll get sessions, I'll get, things coming in. So it's almost sometimes like do less, but be more. Okay. And that's what I get for you. You will have, if things have been a little bit on the fence with clients, Salish, I do think that they will pick up for you. But it is going to take a little bit of time. I feel like you're being tested a little bit here. And, there's nothing wrong with going out and being a voice for yourself, but there is that fine line about being a voice and trying to like solicit clients, okay? But yes, in terms of that, I think like a lot of people too, look at this. I have a lot of good energy coming out on the back here too. So this is you going back, if there's any other triggers or resistance, to surrender to that. And I know you know how to do that. And you're going to start to see the money coming in, clients coming in. I feel like it's still going to be like Again, I don't want to give specific times, but it feels like over the next 5 months, things will really start to pick up for you. Okay. That's what I'm getting. So it's a bit of an in between and a recalibration phase for you. But I have to agree with this. Going about it and soliciting is just going to be more of a heavy load. And I feel like that's not authentically you. And that's why there's going to create a bit of a disturbance with that. So knowing that your clients will come, but that also, you guys, also doesn't mean sitting inside and doing nothing all day. Okay. Just as much as I like, for example, affirmations and listening to frequencies, right? It's it's wonderful for mindset and getting you kind of into that rhythm, but then you have to still take action. So I think that you are still like being a voice for yourself and putting yourself out there, but it's not that, cutthroat soliciting marketing kind of energy, if that makes sense. Or yeah, solicitors energy. But I think over the next 5 months, you'll really start to see things pick up for your business and your clients. Okay. So much love to you, lovely. And hopefully one of these days I'll get to see you again. But you can always join me on here. I think we're going to be doing, for the most part, we're going to try to do a live every Monday and come and hang out with you guys for some tarot readings. So thank you. Money's not on the menu for you. It will be soon, okay? You have that ace of pentacles, but it's aspecting the future, okay? So that's why I think like it's still gonna maybe be a little bit of a tight few months. So practice that being, okay? Practice that being and still get out there, still get yourself out there, okay? Because for me, even for me, my friend, like sometimes I'm quite shy, I'm quite timid. I don't really put myself out there enough. And it does affect a business because if you're not consistently getting out there and showing up, people are not going to hear from you or understand what you're about or what you're doing. So I want to encourage you to keep going, but it will get better for you financially. I still think it may be about 5 months between things like really picking up where you're like constantly getting clients and that sort of thing is what it feels like. Okay. So keep going, my friend. Hello, thankfully. Oh, okay. Let's see here. You mean the purpose of generating an income through healing is not really on the menu? Well, the thing is, like, I think you could absolutely still make a business out of your healing venture, but at the same time, sometimes we do have to look at a stepping stone and looking at just bringing in some of the money, right? So if you have to, let's say, go out there and do something else for the time being, it's not that you're giving up on your healing business. I do see that coming in, but it's about patience. It's just about keeping consistent. We have to continuously show up for ourselves and we have to know we're worthy. Deep down, sometimes I feel like if we are not feeling like there's any progress happening, it's because deep down we're not feeling like we are worthy or we're being authentic about it. So um just keep going, my friend. I see things getting, yeah, exactly. It exactly will all be a byproduct. Liza, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Your brother-in-law has kidney, heart, liver failure. Was the vax damage? Oh, I guess we have to be careful with our words. Sorry, guys. Um, I'm sending love to you guys over there. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up. I do only have an hour today, you guys. I have a session right after this. But let's see here. See, again, Selish, I want you to stop yourself when you say money is not on the menu for you. Stop that. Because that's how you're feeling deep inside, and that's why money's not flowing to you, okay? So I want you to surrender to that money is not on the menu for you because it is. It is. You're just deep down, there's something making you feel like you're not worthy of it, or you need to work, or you need to provide something in order to be worthy of that. So don't think you're not. It's not on the menu for you. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll up here again. Thank you guys for the donations. I appreciate all you guys. Margot, that's an interesting comment. Do professional sports exist in the future or do people lose interest? Interesting comment. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. Will sports, professional sports, still exist in the future? What can you share, Spirit? Will professional sports still exist in the future? Yeah, I think that they do. You know, they may be potentially like rebranded or molded a little bit, but absolutely. I don't see sports going anywhere professionally either. No. I got a big no for that. I see them still being around, like absolutely. Very good energy. And it's really positive as well. I think there's a lot of, you know, maybe there could even be more geared towards a lot of support when it comes to professional sports. But I gotta say, it looks like this is something that continues to move forward in the future. I mean, maybe there will be new things that come out or recalibrations, but I see it sticking around for a long time, for decades anyway. Thank you for your question, my friend. All right. Hello, Veronica. Thank you guys for joining me. From Sweden. It's a pretty sunny, hot day here so far out in BC. It's been a bit of a scorcher the last couple days. I think tomorrow we're supposed to get some rain. Sunny sis. Will we find out how many of the were not dangerous? Maybe just saline. Let's pull a few cards on, are there going to be some more truths that come out about the pokies? About the pokies, let's call it that. Are there going to be more truths coming out about the pokies? I have to say, I feel like there's another agenda that's being rolled out, and it is to do with another virus. I got that when I did my July energy reports. If you guys haven't watched that, you can go check that out on Readings with Brianne. But I seen it as a airborne, like from insects. So they're going to continue to keep fighting back, but let's see, is there going to be more evidence and whistleblowers and exposure for these pokies? Look at that, 10 of Swords. It took people's lives here. It absolutely did. Look at 2 10s. The Magician manipulated. 7. Look at, we got lots of 7s and we have lots of 10s as well. I think we will see, yes, some more stuff coming out, but it still looks very manipulated, to be honest. It's going to take time. It is going to take time. So I'm not sure if we're going to specifically get like, oh, this percentage was saline versus whatever else they had. But we have 7s. Like, I don't know, is 70% a lot? Just a perspective, but I do think it's very sad because there were lots of actual, let's say, takedowns with this. So pretty sad. Pretty sad, you guys. So yes, in terms of more whistleblowers and news to come out, I do think that we'll see some truths to it, but it's still going to take time, you guys. Are most people going to wake up to that, right? It's like, how many times, like, okay, they took, oh, maybe I won't even go down that road, but it's a big rabbit hole. But so many, we took it. Most of the people went and got their pokies, and then, oh, it didn't work. You needed to get boosters, and then that didn't work. You needed to get a second one and a third one, and then they're still getting it anyway. And then, oh, it just kind of makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. But I don't know how much truth we're going to see. It looks like it's going to be still manipulated and buried with that specific question. Okay, my friend? But you can still find tons of controversy and tons of like people coming out and whistleblowers when it comes to that topic. So yes, there is more momentum with that. So I'll say that. All right, let's scroll down. Sean, wondering if cannabis use for myself. I love it for many reasons, but you have a strange allergy. Okay, is this a fear base blocked to be released? Let's see what we have. What do we have, Spirit, for Sean when it comes to the use of cannabis? Is the strange allergy reaction a fear-based block to be released? Let's see. Well, when we look at this, I think your body just, it looks like on your body biological level, it just cannot process it very well. Because we have that Seven of Swords. So it's about strategic and then evaluating whether or not this is for you to really take. So yes, you could say there's some blockages with it, but it feels like it's more like your body can't, it's just not compatible with it here is what it looks like. Because I'm wondering, even if you do clear some blockages, it feels like it may help a little bit, but I still think that you have to be very like strategic with moving forward with taking it, just because it looks like it's something that will still flare up some issues. But if you can surrender to this, my friend, I do think it'll soften the reactions a little bit, okay? Because this is moving to calmer waters and, cutting those cords, cutting those resistance here. So be strategic. I don't know if you still do take it, or you can maybe look at trying to be strategic. Like, is there other ways you can consume it and still, you know what I mean, without doing it a specific way? So I think a lot of it is your inner, just your body is not, it's not compatible with that specific cannabis. Okay. Again, I'm not sure like what I could actually say sometimes on YouTube, you guys. So hopefully you can put the words together or put the message together. But for the most part, look at surrendering that too, because there is a bit of, yes, you blocking yourself, but I still think on a big level here, this is it not being super compatible with your energy. Okay. I can see you enjoy it. 10 of Cups, right? So much love to you, Sean. I'm wishing you all the best. But yeah, look at surrendering it. Why do you feel, okay, why do you feel the need to take it, for example, versus like, what is that resistance in terms of like, why does it make you so excited, or why does it make you happy? So looking at other options or other perspectives as well, that can, help kind of bring up some curiosities to be like, okay, this is a trauma that I need to bring up and surrender to. Little bit of some blockages, yes, but I still don't think it would 100% get rid of your reactions. Thank you, Marnie, for the super sticker. I appreciate you guys. Oh, you guys are so sweet. All right. Well, thank you, Sean. All right, let's scroll back up and see if we can take a few more questions. Um, Karate, do I see a love relationship coming in for you? So you've been single for many years and you're curious if there's something coming in soon. So let's see, Spirit, what can you share for the energy of karate? Is there a romantic relationship coming in for you soon? Let's look at the rest of 2025. What can you share for the rest of 2025 for karate? All right, Queen of Cups, the Chariot. Yes, you do have a lot of energy to support that there could very much be a new romantic interest coming in here. I'm not sure if you're currently like working or if there's a work situation, but the devil could represent a work energy. I don't actually get anything bad from this devil because the rest of the cards are really really positive for you, okay? The only thing is like sometimes this is also like a lust, it's an attraction. So knowing that there's somebody coming in with a new beginning when it comes to romance, but passion, there's a lot of adventure here. And I absolutely think you're ready, okay? So again, looking inside, like feel like you said, you've been single for many years. Is there something inside of you? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But if there's a resistance where you don't feel worthy of a relationship, that can hinder this person coming in a little bit. But this person is very much, I feel like, very adventurous. This is going to start a little bit like, I feel like surface level, if that makes sense. It's just gonna be more of like, oh, like maybe like a grabbing coffee or, you know, grabbing something very simple and straightforward, but it has a lot of potential for a building a solid relationship here. So yeah, I love this here. I don't know if you're traveling anytime soon, but if you're traveling, you may meet this person traveling. Okay, that's coming out pretty strong as well. And when I say traveling, it doesn't always have to be like traveling across the world. This could be maybe you're going, you know, out into town for a day or going just away for the weekend, right? It doesn't have to be like across the world kind of trip. But yes, I do think that you will have a romantic love relationship coming in. And that was surrounding the rest of 2025. With that 7, you know, that could even be over the next 7 months here. Oh, okay. Well, what's your question? I'm not too sure, my friend. Affiliate marketing with wisdom or with William. If you want to just write your don't or write your question, I can look into that for you. I think you did a super sticker, but I'm not too familiar with how that works. So just give me your question and I can look into that for you. I think it might be like a different button, I don't know. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's see. So, sorry, you did message me. You said here, will you still be living in the same house after August? So that was your question. All right, let's look at that for William. What do we have, Spirit, for William when it comes to you living in the same house after August? Will you still be in the same house after August? What can you share for William? There's a strong possibility you will be, but if for some reason you're not, there's something better here, okay? I know I'm kind of giving you kind of two answers to that. There is a lot of potential for you being able to stay in there past August, but there's a lot of good stuff coming in for you, okay? We have the 10 of Pentacles aspected by the Wheel of Fortune here. So there is a sense of, the only thing is this is a reevaluation. So I'm not sure if you're, let's say, looking to move or if you're getting pushed out, but I don't see this as being like a dire situation where you're like, crap, now what, right? It looks like there's a pretty smooth transition if you do choose to move after August. I don't have my house card here showing that you're going to have to. It looks like you'll still be there if you would like to be, okay? But there's something changing for you. This is a lot of opportunities and a lot of things turning in your favor. So there could even be like a new work opportunity or like unexpected money coming in for you here that's really going to like give you an option to say, okay, well, I can do this. Like maybe you want to buy a new place or wherever it is. Maybe you're traveling here, but the Wheel of Fortune too is like things are turning in your favor. So there is a period of reevaluation. I mean, we're almost in August now, but I don't get that you're going to be like pushed out and have nowhere to go. Okay. I don't get that. So hopefully that kind of helped give you a bit of perspective, but it looks like you have some really good work opportunities coming for you. We got the skeeters back. You know how many mosquito bites I have gotten, you guys? So bad. They're so itchy. All right. So let's see my lovely soul families. Okay, Marnie. Okay. Yes, if anyone else did a donation and I didn't answer the question, okay, you're getting pushed out. I don't want you to stress about it. If you know that you're being kind of pushed out a little bit here, then take a look and see what other options you have. But I don't get that you're going to have a rough transition. It's like something works out in your favor. Okay. So I'm not saying to not take any action if you're in a situation and it's like, I have to leave. It's a little bit the situation with the 4 of Cups in that card is an energy of evaluating. So it may be like you can extend your stay there a little bit, but if not, there is somewhere else that you'll be able to go and there's a new opportunity coming in for you. So try not to get too upset or too anxious about the situation. It doesn't look like it's going to end up as like an awful turnout or anything. Okay. So hopefully that would help you a little bit over there, my friend. So let's take a look again, Marnie. Again, if I missed anybody's, I'm going to be wrapping up here in a couple minutes. So if I missed anybody's donation, please just rewrite that down below quickly. I'm going to take a look at Marnie. Yeah, I'm not sure if the super chat lets you like type a message in. So thank you for your super chat, my friend. Let me see here. Your question is above the sticker. All right, let me see here. Oh, I see you. Okay. So you said here with your your sister with muscular dystrophy from birth was diagnosed this week with heart failure. Is there any way to help extend her life? I'm sorry to hear you're going through that with her, my friend. Let's look at the energy of your sister. What can you share, Spirit, when it comes to Marnie helping her sister with her heart failure? Is there any way to help and work with your sister? Let's take a look at her energy. Well, there's absolutely what I want to suggest to you, my friend, is sometimes when we go into get ourselves into that theta state, like at night, sometimes you want to listen to frequencies, focus on breath work, focus on calming your nervous system. Okay. I have to say, I do think that you can do some stuff to help her energetically, but it still looks like it's not a great energy as the outcome, and then we have her being out in the cold. So there are some things I feel like you can do from the time being, which is even connecting with her soul in the evening. Well, it doesn't have to be in the evening, sorry, it can be anytime. But for me personally, I think I'm just going to my personal, like when I like to do some of my energy work too, doing this in the evening, getting yourself calm, focusing on breath work again, getting your nervous system relaxed and regulated. And when you're doing that, I want you to talk to her soul and send that love and send that unconditional healing. But again, unfortunately, we're not here to always fix and heal everyone. Some people very much have experiences they've come here um, to experience and learn from. But it looks like things are still gonna be really sitting on the fence with her heart, and, I mean, you can do what you can do on your end, but also don't feel like you're getting down at yourself because you're not able to fully, like, completely heal this, okay? Sending her unconditional love, my friend, just sending that love, sending her blessing well, I don't like the word blessings, but sending her love and light and working with her soul, her higher soul, okay? That can very much help on a lot of like her levels, but it still looks like she's going to be struggling a little bit here, okay? So hopefully that would help. Hopefully that help gave you a perspective, my friend, but just being there for her, that's what you can do. Be there for her and showing her that unconditional love and talking to her soul, her higher self at night is what I'm getting. May help alleviate some of that some of that toxicities that's going on, that chaotic energy in her system, okay? So much love. I'm sending you guys both so much love and light during this time. You know what you can do as well? Surrounding a like pyramid of light. So I want you to visualize if she would be open to doing this too. She could always listen to frequency. She can visualize the energy of a pyramid encompassing her entire body, and just even calling in her guides, her soul spirits, and really helping to alleviate as much as you guys can. Okay, but it may still be a little bit of a tough situation. So lots of love to you guys both. All right, lovely souls. So let's see here. I'll end on one more question here. I think it's symmetry here. Will romantic love come your way? What do we have for symmetry when it comes to romantic love coming your way? Let's look at again the rest of 2025 over the next few months. What do we have for romantic energy coming symmetry's way? I like that. Yep. This is somebody from your past. I don't know if you're excited about that or not, but or it could be like an acquaintance or something like that. But yes, I wouldn't be surprised if you have somebody coming in with an offer within the next 8 weeks, okay? Could be 8 months at the most, but there's a lot of energy here to support you meeting somebody. Interesting. This person could be a bit older than you. Well, it doesn't have to be, but very, let's say, emotional, very mature on a logical level. I feel like this person's very smart, very logical, does have a lot of good energy here, and this person's coming in from potentially the past. But they may come in from a vulnerable state, okay? So it's not a bad thing, but I feel like they may be just a little bit guarded here, okay? on the emotional level. I don't know if they've recently lost somebody. It's like we have that death card too, and it doesn't have to mean an actual death, but it feels like there's something to do with you meeting somebody when it comes to somebody's passing. Okay, it's a weird message that's coming in. But let me know if that resonates. But to kind of end that on a positive note, yes, there's an offer within 8 weeks. So something very fast, okay? All right. Let's see. Where are we at right now? It's 10:34. Just trying to see if I do have a bit of time to do a couple more. Yes, thankfully you do. I'm excited to chat with you tomorrow. Yay! Again, if you guys are interested, I do have 15% off right now. You can use on readings with Brienne. All right, let's end on Sergeant here. You said you were looking to get a reading on red algae. Okay, let's see, Spirit. What can you share about this red algae? What can you share, Spirit, for Sergeant? You guys, I can't believe how many times. Oh, I forgot. I'm so used to having my own setup, and I don't have my second screen. So there we go. I can't believe how many times this world is coming out here. So when we look at that red algae here, I do think it has a lot of antioxidants here when we look at cleansing the system, especially look at this is like a purging of the system. So it feels like you can get a lot of nourishment and you can get that sludge moving through the body. So quite interesting here. I do think that it has a lot of, you know what I'm getting to? I feel like it does have a lot of also effects when it comes to like antiviruses or certain viruses. Again, I don't know if I can say specifically some of these things, but that's what I'm getting. They're able to move a lot of sludge out of this, and I feel like I'm wondering if that they're oh my goodness, I'm getting sorry, guys. I feel like this could actually be almost like a cure for a lot of things. Really interesting. I might do a little bit more digging and research myself when it comes to this and see if I can do a video on this because again, when we look at the pharmaceutical industry and their push for medications and pills, it's just mind-blowing, right? It's all about money. It's not to get us better. It's not to help us. It's to keep us down, to keep us sick. And this has the potential to have massive breakthroughs. And I feel like it's being hidden its actual effects on what it can do here. Like Mother Earth, Gaia is incredible. She can supply so much, so many remedies, like natural remedies. So I have to say, this has a lot of codes, especially like cellular codes that's coming out here. So regeneration. This could even be this is like surveillance, like psychic protection. Also, psychic protection is what I'm getting quite strongly from that. So really cool. Thank you for your question, Serjan. I really like this and I actually want to dig into it a bit deeper. So I have to say it's like an ancient, powerful medicine. And I think that it's been used from, other civilizations in the past before with this energy, okay? But the governments and institutions don't want us to use it here. So quite interesting. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but that was incredible. I'm probably going to revisit that one again. I want to dig deeper on it, but I wanted to thank you guys all for spending some time and joining me on another live tarot. I appreciate all you guys so very much and taking your time out of the day to come and hang out with me. So I'm wishing you guys a fabulous rest of the either morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you guys are. And we'll see you guys on, again, Friday. I'm going to be doing a live on Readings with Brianne, so you can check me out there. And if you're interested in a session, then check out Readings with Brianne and get that 15% off. It's only available until the full back moon, which is the 10th. So I'm looking forward to chatting with more of you guys. So until next time, beautiful souls, bye for now.